A quick dive into another test to see how the market structure series plays out in the financial market. So we pick random pairs, we analyze it and see if the strategy is applicable to everything. We are trying to prove if the strategy is applicable to everything. So we want to look at the structure in a more detailed manner. Here's a weekly time frame. A higher time frame analysis holds a very strong price action in any pair in the financial market. So it's best to approach the market from a higher time frame, from the monthly to the weekly, scroll down to daily, then share intraday ideas in search of a sniper entry. So Xavi FS sub will dive into Sol to see the price action of Sol, very poor movement, but we'll try and find out a way to play. In this case, we look at the price action from October 2021. We have a similar head and shoulder structure. This is the head, this is the left shoulder, this is the right shoulder, this is the neckline, break of the neckline, this is the retest. And we're going to see how this plays out. And this is also a retest to the neckline, and we expect another one. So when we come down here, we're looking for break of structure. We have here a support structure. A break of a support structure become resistance. So this is what we have. I see the structure, support structure, support structure, break of a support structure, resistance, break of a resistance structure, price return to demand. So this was previous demand, weekly demand, demand floor. So when price broke from the demand floor, it played on a resistance range, acting as supply roof, and quickly made its way back. And from the downside, we look at another descending trend line. You see how price have played on a descending trend line actively. So these are weekly analysis, and we like to see how is a demand trend line. Every time price touch on this trend is a buy, and that was what sent price to the buy side. And we have here a nice structure which we will change the color to purple, and I would like to clone it towards the neckline of the head and shoulder. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no manipulation in the market. Your inability to understand structure, your inability to understand demand and supply. Treat market like demand and supply. Everything in this life is based on demand and supply. So if you treat everything to be based on demand and supply, you will understand your business. Every entrepreneur must treat life as demand and supply. In this case, I try to find my demand, I try to find my supply. This is our head and shoulder. You can see it critically. The structure of head and shoulder is something that comes like this: a small shoulder, a big head, another shoulder. Most times they don't come in equal height, but the most important thing is you want to see a breakout from a neckline and a possible retest. So in this case now, we have here, this is the neckline. So, and it's similar to the structure we have here. Neckline, So this is it. This is the head. This is the shoulder. This is the shoulder. Right shoulder and left shoulder. So price has broken out. This is the neckline and this is the retest. So ROT and also serving as ROS. Resistance becomes support on break of structure. So we have a dual function at this level. So we want to see what happens again based on our strategy that uses the structure of the market and RSI divergence to predict direction of the market. So we look at it this way, purple line looking very nice. So you see we have here another retest. The two retests have formed a supply roof. The two retests formed a supply roof, but when you look at the angle, it is slightly elevated. So technically, setting up price to tap into the supply roof for another sell attempt. This is a support structure. So we have here SR, support become resistance on breakup structure. So if our support level is broken, we wait for a retest of a broken support structure to turn it to a resistance structure and you look for a sell. So we have here a series of SR before a tap to the high, and these are SR, these are SR level, and we have here now as a new demand floor. And when price returned to the demand floor, it did what was expected of it. We can also make a zone out of this if we want. Let's make a zone out of the floor. The previous supply roof becomes a demand floor. For optic, demand must be on the floor. Supply must be from the roof. So using a more orthodox way to explain without using high terminologies that scares you away from the market is our priority. So you see price might make its way up above the previous all-time high. So the next return into this zone based on the structure of the market, based on the impulse leg. The impulse leg is not yet exhausted. On technical, I expect price to return to this zone to complete the impulse leg. The price tapped into impulse leg. And when price return to impulse leg and show a significant rejection, you will see that hanging candle, a tiny body with a long leg, showing a rejection, unacceptance to market behavior. At this level, it's very evident to see that buyers will no longer tolerate price below the support level. So they quickly rejected, showing that they are in charge of the market. Ascending trend line ATL, another ascending trend line ATL, very poor angle of elevation. So we want price to return to this level, but there is a litmus test. We want price to break out from a descending trend line. A descending trend line acting as a dynamic resistance and a supply roof. These conditions must be met to show the presence of the bullish candles. So we want to see a break from this structure. If they cannot break this structure, technically price returns to where it was coming from, which is sell. So you need to be very careful at this level. Very, very careful at this level of price. Very, very careful. You can see clearly can see clearly where price is going to. This is a resistance structure, ROS. So after we make two touches, we now draw our trend line and change our bias from not just a descending trend line, but a supply roof. We made it a supply roof based on the price action, based on how price were treated when price made its way to this zone. So I will call this a new supply roof. The new supply roof face a litmus test, a break of the new supply roof. We turn the supply roof to demand floor. So this is what I expect. If price cannot do this, then forget about it. But due to the current geopolitical tension, institutional investors looking for hedge, I believe diversification of portfolio will bring the much needed liquidity to double price of sold in coming days. Before the close of the year, if the fundamental remains in favor of other digital assets, we could see influx of liquidity pushing price to attempt to tap into the supply roof. So we want to tap into the supply roof based on the structure of the market. After we have a head and shoulder structure, break out of a head and shoulder structure, retest to the neckline. When the neckline is broken, a retest, and we are coming for second retest. We had a first retest. This is the first retest neckline. This is the second retest. So the two retests have formed and confirmed that we are on a supply roof. So we want price to return to this level. If price returns to this level, we apply our vertical strategy that tells us where double confluence lie. The weekly candle closes by tomorrow, so we don't expect much bullish price action. We will plan, let's play within the month. So let's say in this month, we manage to make our way to this zone. We are looking out for double confluence. The double confluence is where our vertical line cross our ascending trend line, acting as a supply roof. So I want to see where price cut across. Wherever price cut across is where your sell order should lie. I call it sell order. I call it supply roof. I don't want to use words like bullish or bearish order blocks because they are very popular. I don't want to use them. We want to use things different from what others are doing. But let the result be the same. The result must be the same. If the result is different, then it is a wrong approach in analyzing a pair. So on technical, we have been able to analyze everything, everything. So we'll be looking at stocks, we'll be looking at heavy stocks, we'll be looking at Tesla stocks, we'll be looking at Nvidia stocks, we'll be looking at Amazon stock, we'll be looking at Facebook stocks. We are going to analyze them using the same strategy to see and tell you when is the right time to invest and when is the right time to sell off. So we'll be expecting a sell in the zone of 2,300 and 200 and 200 and sorry 234.148. 234.148 will be your next sell order. This is the zone. So we expect a price action in this zone. So we expect it in this zone. It will happen. It will. It will happen. So we have here, like we explained, the head and shoulder, breaker from the head and shoulder, break the neckline. The neckline is broken. We'll have a retest one to a broken neckline to confirm that this is a true head and shoulder. You can see the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and the head. And we'll have another retest to the neckline. So we have now a supply roof. So a break of a supply roof will make it a demand floor. So in the future, if price become bullish enough in a more extreme case, that price breaks the supply roof, it will automatically become a demand floor. And if that happens, we expect more uptick. So we are still going to clone this line again to see In a more extreme case, where will these guys, where will this baby get to complete this cycle shows that there is more room up. There is more room up. So we want to see a push into this roof. This will be a completion of this heavy bullish rally. A completion of this bullish rally opens more opportunity to double soul number. So you'll be seeing soul in the zone of 366 into 365 by close of December. Soul might be heading to 36, let's say 359, 359 into 370. This is where we'll expect it. So we'll continue to move the vertical line as price behaves. So well, by estimate, if we should get here by December, you will get here around 360. This is where our vertical line was our ascending trend line acting as supply roof. So this has become a temporary supply roof from the clone of our supply structure. So we clone here. So these are new supply roof. So in a more extreme case, this is what we expect. So for now, we want to see a breakout from the supply roof, a descending trend line, DTL. So if we have that DTL, we have two descending trend line. So we want to see a breakout. We want to see a breakout after price testing. ROTS, ROTS. So we hope that the momentum does the needful to break out the structure. If it does that, that will be fine. But let's look at if we find other price action along the way. We can find a stop here. On weekly, we'll have a support structure, and we'll have a nice structure here. We have a nice structure. We change the color to black. So you can see on weekly, we have a resistance structure, break of a resistance structure, retest support, break of a support structure, retest, retest, break of a resistance structure, price tapped into the liquid zone, an impulse leg, a supply roof, the bearish impulse broke the support structure. It broke the support structure because price tapped into a supply roof where we have our bearish order. So at this level, the support level could not hold because we are on the impulse leg. When price is on impulse leg, your support and your resistance does not mean anything. It's going to break it. It's going to break it. So price broke the structure, but one comeback, price respected it, and we expect another retest to this level. And there is a very high probability that price will respect the structure. There is a very high probability that at this level, price might show some respect to this level. So if we pull up a little bit, we expect that respect. That respect, we expect it. So at 170 by close of the week, maybe Sunday, you can expect some respect in 174.019. This is very, very much possible based on the structure of the market. It is based on the structure of the market. So you expect retest at this level. You expect it at this level. I think price might test it, then come back and make a mess out of it and continue its uptrend. So 171.244 wouldn't be a bad place to look for a sell idea. But however, allow price to return to the supply roof. allow price to return to the supply roof. If price breaks the supply roof,